morning again. We've got meteorologist Hannah Gard and Zach Fridella joining us this morning on this first alert. If there ever was a first alert, today is the day, right? I mean, what's going on out there?
You know, we have a winter storm that's moving in. Still not a lot going on right now. So you hear in there shutting down the bridges or whatever. The weather is not bad at the moment, and we're not freezing things up just in the next short while. We won't, but I think 6, 7 o'clock, things are going to happen very quickly when we start getting a consistent precipitation occur, and that's about to happen.
And let me ask you this while y'all are here, because, you know, we were talking about, you know, running the pipes and whatnot, and you were saying, you know, in the city, we're above freezing right now, so you may not need to run the pipes. Will you need to run them later today when things drop? Is that?
It's anytime our temperature gets to 26, you're going to want to run the pipes. And I do think it's not going to be through really the afternoon today. We're still going to kind of be in those upper 20s. The snow is going to make the temperatures drop, but once you get to 26, which will be in the evening, with the snow, it's going to be darker too early. We're not really going to see any of that sunshine. So by the time we get to the evening hours, after that snow starts to subside, you want to make sure you're dripping those faucets.
All right. Well, as far as the timing of everything, I know everybody's waiting, wondering, hey, when is this going to start?
Well, we're already seeing it starting in southwestern Louisiana, where they have a blizzard warning, the very first that has ever been issued by that forecast office out there near Lake Charles. This is Beaumont that we have this video from, and you can definitely see the snowfall there, and you can see how it's blowing too. When you look in this light, we're seeing a lot of snow starting to blow a little bit sideways there, and they're definitely accumulating that snow on the roadways now. It's been a couple of hours since they started to see that snowfall. So here's the blizzard warning in orange. That does include Lake Charles all the way down to the coast. Those places are all seeing that blowing snow, and that's when the visibility is impaired to less than 1/4 mile for an extended period of time. And then also we have wind gusting up to 35 miles per hour. So we have to watch for that as well. We have a winter storm warning for our area, but I do think that the wind gusts could make it where we see some blowing snow. So we might see those blizzard conditions as well. So looking at the live winter radar, the low that's causing this down there to the south is starting to spread all of this stuff over to the east as we're getting an upper level low pushing in, and it's turning more to snow for our areas as well. You can see these really heavy bands in places like Houston over to Beaumont, but we're right on the edge of where we're about to see this snow spreading into the area. I do want to point out, sometimes on the radar here, that transition period from snow to wintry mix can be a little bit off. It might be a little bit farther north than what we're actually seeing because it depends on the temperature in that area. But I'm definitely thinking this is snow over toward Baton Rouge where you get these purples. We've had some reports of snow on the North Shore and parts of the river parishes, and that's because our temperatures are starting to fall below freezing. If you look at Baton Rouge, where the snow has been consistent now for a little while, they went from low 30s to the 20s. We're going to see that too. As the snow comes in, we're going to see the temperatures starting to fall. In the river parishes, now we're getting into the 20s. This is when we're going to see those road temperatures starting to drop as well. Over to the city, notice we're still at 36, so we have a ways to go with those temperatures falling, but again, as that snow moves in, we're going to see the temps fall. The Arctic air is kind of coming in behind this. It's getting reinforced from the north, and what's driving this is a big upper level low that's over to the west. So it's slow moving. It formed that surface low, and it's just not one of those digging lows that comes by over the course of a couple of hours. That's why we're going to see snow all day long today. So that light mix that we're seeing now in some areas is going to turn to snow throughout the rest of the morning. And with that, we'll see roadway conditions going downhill really, really rapidly. Once we get some icing and we see the roads fall below freezing, we're going to see accumulation of snow, and that's when it makes it slippery. The snow will also linger throughout the entire day. So here's our snowfall forecast, 5 to 8 inches in the light pink. That's from Lafayette up through Baton Rouge, Hammond, Slidell, New Orleans. And some areas could see higher totals than that, where we see banding snowfall. That would be up to 10 inches of snow. Down toward Homa, 4 to 6 inches, 2 to 4 farther south, all the way to the coastal areas in Terrebonne and Lafourche. And the mouth of the river could even see accumulating snow 1 to 3 inches. Where the gradient will be tight is up to the north because of that Arctic air mass that's coming down. That's much drier air. So where the moisture is where we're going to see the snow. Here's the road temperatures. Freezing, that's the dark blue, starting to expand into Baton Rouge. So we're going to see those road conditions deteriorating where it freezes, and that's 20s with the light blue, so really bad. Here's our future radar. We start to see wintry mix first down to the south because our temperatures are not freezing yet. 36 in New Orleans, we have a couple of degrees to go, but it could be freezing farther up in the atmosphere. So wintry mix, snow to the north, and then that snow will expand as we go throughout the rest of the day, through the afternoon, and then into the evening. It does taper off around 5 to 6, and then we're talking about cold weather after that. But the wind gusts certainly could see blowing snow, especially in the afternoon as we see those gusts picking up in the mid-30s. We're talking about hard freeze too the next 2 mornings. This is dangerous cold, so make sure you're prepared. We'll have more Fox 8 coming up after the break.